Well, brochachos, I'm finally back working on the deck, and this time I'm gonna finish it. It's only been 6 months. Now you might think it's a huge deck, or a very difficult job, but nah, it's none of the above. I ran into a lot of problems. My biggest one was believing what I watched on YouTube, where building a deck out of pallet wood was a simple job. I'm going to be pretty honest. This deck so far has taken 6 months, but there's been a lot of time where I haven't actually worked on the deck, and I've had tools broken down, and there's just been issue after issue. Sometimes it's been my fault. Other times it's just been how it is. I'm a pretty shit carpenter. That's the first thing. And I tried to build a deck out of pallet wood, which probably was a kind of a mistake, but I've come this far and I can't stop. So I'm going to continue on this journey, and hopefully in this video I'm going to finish it. Now, will I finish it under budget, which was $500? Well, you're about to find out. I decided to make a mobile workbench for my thicknesser, or planer, whatever you'd like to call it. And I also made this out of pallet wood. This will allow me to use this machine anywhere in the garage mahal. This is a frustrating part about building this deck. Cutting these pallets up, splitting them apart, taking all the nails out, and then putting them through the thicknesser. And then at the end of that, you've got to trim the sides and the ends, and then they're ready for the deck. So it's a lot of work, brochachos, but it's got to be done. But all work and no play makes OMB a dull boy. And I've had a few requests from brochachos wanting me to, well, get down and boogie. This is why I've been taking so long to build the deck. Anyway, enough of the fun stuff. Time to get back into the deck build. There's a stack of pallets I've already stripped down, and there's a pallet timber which now need all the nails removed. And there, brochachos, are all the nails. Then I get the bent ones and straighten them out and reuse them on future projects. I save these poor little pallets from becoming landfill, or worse, being burnt to ashes, and create beautiful projects with them that will last for years. Back to the deck build. My brand new DeWalt thicknesser has shit itself. And she smells. Something's wrong with it. So, yeah, it's sort of held up the deck build, unfortunately. So I don't know what the process is now, but that is probably got to go back and be checked. So this machine went away for repair, and after a month they decided to replace it. Well, there she is, brochachos. I hope this one lasts a little longer than the last one. I think it's cause for celebration, brochachos, and I think I'm going to do the work boot shuffle. If you haven't watched the previous videos on this deck build, you'll probably not know why I'm getting diesel fuel and changing the oil on the old Falcon. Well, the reason I'm mixing those two together so I can use as deck oil. Because one, it's cheap, and two, it lasts forever. So I decided I'd build a rack to store all the timber, and everything was once again going well. Until... G'day brochachos. So I was working on the thicknesser, and I had my neighbour pop over. Lovely lady. She's retired, and she had a bit of a whinge about the noise, and these things are ridiculously noisy. So I kind of said to her, look, I only need another hour or so to finish this timber. So she was okay with that, but I know I've got to wear earmuffs when I use this machine. Even Shazza has said, God, that machine's noisy. So, you know, I don't want to upset the neighbours. I'm in a really great location here. It's really quiet, except for the occasional bullfed. Probably me, yeah. I've got a feeling if she's complaining, I've got a feeling other neighbours are going to be pretty pissed off with me, so I'm going to do something about it now. Well, there was only one thing left to do, and that was to write a song, a deep and meaningful song. Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise with that machine, get the neighbours upset one day. Got a mask on your face, you big disgrace, spreading that dust all over the place. Singing, we will stop you. We will stop you. Sing it! We will stop you. So I've changed machines now. This machine here will trim the edges and the sides of the timber, so the deck looks nice and tidy. This is the timber that I've done so far, and I measured it out and I believe I'm still short. So I've got to figure out a way to use the thicknesser without pissing the neighbours off. Well, here's one neighbour I never upset. As long as I've got food for him, he's happy. And he's here just about every morning. So for the next week or so, there was a lot of this. I also decided not to use the big noisy machine until I could quieten it down a bit, which made it tricky to machine down the last dozen pieces. But I managed to work around the problem and finally found a way to finish the deck. But before I reveal the finished product and the cost breakdown, I want to give you the pros and cons of building a deck out of pallet wood. Firstly, the only advantage is it's cheap. Other than that, it's 10 times the amount of work. So if you can afford to buy hardwood decking, pine wood frames and deck screws, do it. Don't do what OMB did. So let's have a look at the cost breakdown. What you'll notice is most of the cost was the deck screws, which I could have used cheaper screws, and the dump run, which I could have burnt the timber. But I've pushed my luck with the noise, and I don't think the neighbours would be happy with the smell. So if you look at the total cost of this deck build, $915, still $3,000 to $4,000 cheaper than if I had done it out of pine or hardwood. So all in all, a positive outcome in the end. This is when I first started building the deck. I had to remove hundreds of old pavers, sleepers and rocks to get to this point. And as it slowly progressed, I could see it coming together. And finally, after 6 long months, I can finally reveal my first and last ever deck build.